Hey there! Glad you could make it back for another video in my Internet Basics section of my basic networking course. Today we're going to go over some binary examples, help improve your binary skills, which is something that's important in networking as it helps you understand your subnet mask and your IP addresses a little better. We're going to go ahead and start off by reviewing our bit values in each octet. So remember, each octet is going to have 8 bits, and from right to left, these are going to be their bit values. Notice that all of these values are doubling as we move to the left. That's because we're adding a bit every single time. These are also powers of 2, 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, 2 to the fourth, and so on, all the way up to 2 to the 7th. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and hop in and practice a couple of these. So we've got this number 205. So the way that I like to break this down is I take my number and I see if I can subtract it from what the biggest number over here I can subtract it from is. So 205, I can subtract 128 from that. So if I can subtract that from there, I'm going to throw a 1 in that column. And then I'm going to be left with 77. I can subtract 64 from that. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a 1 in that column. That leaves me with 13. So with 13, I cannot subtract 32 from that, and I can't subtract 16 from that either. So I'm going to throw down a 0 in each of those columns. I can, however, subtract 8, so I'm going to put a 1 in that column, and then that leaves me with 5. With 5, I can subtract 4, which is the next value down, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 in that column. From that, I'm going to be left with 1. I can't subtract 2 from that, so I've got to put a 0, but I can subtract 1. So I'll go ahead and put a 1 in that final column. So our resulting binary for this octet, for that 205, is going to look like this. Moving on, let's try that with 49. So 49, can't subtract 128, so let's throw a 0 in that column. Can't subtract 64, let's throw another 0 down. We can subtract 32 though, so let's put a 1 in that column. That leaves us with 17, from which we can subtract 16. So let's go ahead and put a 1 in that column. That leaves us with 1. Now we can't subtract 8 or 4 or 2, so let's put a 0 in each of those columns. Finally, we can subtract 1, so let's put a 1 in that last column. And that's our resulting binary. Next example, 158. 158, we can subtract 128, so that first column is going to get a 1 right there. It leaves us with 30. 30, we cannot subtract 64, so that column's going to get a 0. We also can't subtract 32 from 30, so that column's going to get a 0 as well. We can subtract 16, so we'll throw a 1 in that column. That's going to leave us with 14. From that, we can subtract 8, which is the next column, so we'll go ahead and give that a 1 as well. It's going to leave us with 6. From 6, we can subtract 4, so that column will also get a 1. That leaves us with 2. From 2, we can subtract 2, so we'll put a 1 in that column as well. That leaves us with 0. Can't subtract that last column of 1 from there, so it's going to get a 0 down here. And that's our resulting binary. Now over here, I guess I forgot to cover them up, but if you haven't been paying attention, haha, you can go ahead and try to work out these numbers in binary, or pick any numbers. It's always good to keep practicing. Take a second, go ahead and work out these numbers in binary, and then you can come back for the answers or just rewind the video if you'd like. But after you've done that, which I'm assuming you have by now, these are what those would work out to be. Anyways, that was our short video on binary examples. I hope that helped clear up any questions you might have had about binary and how to organize these numbers into octets or sets of 8 bits. It's going to come in really handy down the line. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll join me for the next one where we go into a couple subnetting examples. Really important topic there. So see you next time.